Hey, what's up, turtles? Krik here with Black Owl Outdoors. Welcome back to Call and Response. This is Volume 2. Let's just get right in it. From Joshua Dawson, he's asking, what are some ways we can all give back to the forest and help sustainably each time we visit? Well, it's a really great question, and it's a pretty in-depth answer or topic of discussion. But what I will say and what I can say is the one thing we can do when we're all out in the forest to sort of help give back is to just pick up trash. And while most of the trash we see out here is not really destroying this ecosystem just because it's literally not enough trash to do that, but for most of us who come out to the forest and we want to feel like we're getting away from all that other stuff in our lives, we don't want to see trash, we don't want to see basically humans littering and and just the trash from people. So if that's not enough for you and you want to get into more organized conservation efforts in that sense, look up all your local public land agencies if you're lucky enough to live close to state forests, state parks, national forest, all of that. Look for organized groups that go out and maybe do conservation work or trail clubs or anything like that. I think that would be a really good direction to get if you're looking to get into sustainability and helping conserve the forest. Second question is coming from D. Karens. Where and how do you find a place to practice bushcraft and have access? Aren't there restrictions on certain areas? Yes, there are certain restrictions on areas. Basically everywhere now has rules and regulations because every piece of land is owned. And bushcraft is multifaceted, and literally defined, it means skills for living in the bush. That involves the plant knowledge, the trees, medicinal and uses, the geology, the hydrology, the tracking, the hunting, and the campcraft. And what I've noticed that most people associate with bushcraft is the campcraft aspect of using our knives, our axes, our tools, wanting to build shelters, wanting to make camps. And in all reality, you really can't do that unless you have permission from someone who owns the land. You can't do that stuff on public land. Everything else I mentioned, the trees, the plants, the tracking, all of that, you can do that on public land. You don't even have to be on public land. You can do that when you're walking through a public park or a strip of trees that are running behind a neighborhood or anything like that, to sort of be more of an observer of the natural world and understand the processes and relationships. That's just as equally important to bushcraft as knowing how to use a knife or an axe or building a camp. So if you're looking to learn a little bit more about those other things I mentioned, not campcraft, look for your local public land agencies or your meetup groups that do trail work or hiking groups, or maybe there'll be a naturalist or go find a wildlife refuge where there are guided hikes for you to learn more about the animals and the natural processes going on in the forest around you. But like I said, the campcraft, you need private land to do that stuff responsibly. And the last question is coming from Jim Maltese. Is Black Owl your full-time jobs, or do you both work something else to be able to put out these incredible videos? Well, first of all, thanks for the compliment. And yes, we do Black Owl full-time. Now, that does not sustain us financially, and we are doing other things, other jobs, working to make money on the side of Black Owl, but we do Black Owl full-time and more. We put everything we have into it. All our free time, our spare time, our energy goes into Black Owl Outdoors. I was really happy with the amount of questions and the type of questions we received on the last video. So again, on the thread or comment on this video where it's been posted, if you have another comment for us, leave it. And I'm going to try to go back maybe on the previous videos in the call and response series and address all the questions that were asked that I didn't address in the video. We'll see how that goes, how many questions we have in the future. But this is really fun. I'm really happy to do this series, and we had a really good response last time with the views we got from you, our viewers, and a lot of very encouraging words. So we're going to keep doing this, and we're both pretty excited to share our opinions and experiences through this form. This is Krik signing out with Black Outdoors. Later, turtles.